Well, hello, friends. How are you today? It is April 30th, 2022, and I'm Rainey, and we're back for FlossTube episode 13. I actually looked it up today. I actually watched episode 12 because I feel like it's been so long. It really hasn't been. It's only been a month, but I feel like it's been so long since I talked to you. I had no idea what I told you last time, so I watched through it. So that is how I know that this is episode 13. So, it feels like it's been a long time, but I have been doing a lot of stitching, a lot of starting things, a little bit of finishing things, and yeah, it's just been a very full month of crafting. So let's just get right into it, shall we? Let's start with a fully finished object. I'm very excited. I fully finished, well, okay, let me rephrase this. My mother got me a frame, just a very simple frame, but I finished this the Narnia Sal by the Stitch In Book Club. And I just love this finish. I mean, it's just a simple frame, but I wanted that because, the pattern is so bright and intricate that I wanted really to just have that be shown off. So she just found me a cheap frame that I can hang on the wall. I've just been sitting it on my pass-through window in my kitchen for now. But eventually, when I get some more finishes, I want to put them up on the wall in another area of my house so that maybe I can start filming from there. It's where I film my booktube videos, but I'd like to just do everything from there. So I want some of my stitching up on the walls there. So, but yeah, I really, really love how this turned out. This was basically my monogamous focus piece for the very beginning of April because I was just enjoying it so much and I just wanted to get it done, and see it and get it, get it framed and finished and everything. So I really, really love how it turned out. It was actually pretty easy. There's a lot of back stitching involved in it, but at the bottom here, there's really not. So really where the third part is that had the most stitching, she didn't put a lot of back stitching in there. So it went a lot faster than it might have otherwise. So yay, I love it. I have my coffee today because it is still kind of cold here in Pennsylvania. It is finally starting to kind of get a little bit warmer, but I think right now it's only in the 50s, and it's about noon maybe. So yeah, hopefully this week will start getting warmer, but I'm still in like a sweatshirt and drinking hot coffee. So that's really my only fully finished object. I still haven't fully finished my flat fold idea of my luck of the Irish stitch. It's still sitting on my table right over there with all the supplies waiting to be done, but I just haven't had the mojo to do it yet. I want to do a flat fold. I think I told you in the last episode. And I have everything for it. I even got mat board instead of sticky board because does anybody else feel, and we may have discussed this before, I don't remember, but sticky board is so hard to cut. I don't know why. I've tried an X-Acto knife. I've tried the roller cutter thingy. And granted, my rolly cutter thingy was old and not meant probably for crafting. It was one of my dad's, so it was probably meant for his tool shed or whatever. But I figured that was more heavy duty. It should work better. My goodness, it's like cutting through, I don't know, probably not cutting through stone, but man, it is hard to do. So I'm hoping that mat board and that Eileen's tacky glue will be plenty sufficient for what I need it for. So I am going to use a tutorial, a couple different tutorials. There's one from Fat Quarter Shop, and then Arttie from the Vintage Stitcher has been putting out some tutorials. So, and theirs are very similar. So I think I will do that soon, hopefully, and so that I can get it off my table and have another finish. So maybe by my next update, we'll have a finish there. Hold on one second. I need to blow my nose. I don't know how so many floss tubers do their updates in one take. That's amazing to me. I need to edit all the time. My booktube videos, my FlossTube videos, they all need to be edited. There's no one take wonders around here. So, okay, so the next one, I am calling it a finish for now. It's technically not finished, but I have it in a place where I'm happy with it if I don't have the mojo to finish a last little section of it. And that is my whistling ducks, or what are they? Black-billed whistling ducks from Lindy Stitches. This is part of her Bird Crash Club that I am involved in, and I am way behind. But I finished the February bird in April, yes. And I definitely just wanted to get the birds finished and, you know, the name of the birds. But there is a dock that the ducks are sitting on, and it's just so much brown stitching that I was just like, I don't really have the mojo for that right now. So yes, it just looks like the birds are floating, but you know, but I feel like it's done enough that it will suffice for now, and I probably won't get to fully finish it anytime soon. So if in the meantime I feel the desire to put that dock on there, which, I mean, it would look a lot better with the dock, I'll be honest. It's not like I'm saying like, Stephanie, you shouldn't have put that dock in there, like, who am I? But it's just so much brown, and those ducks were so much brown too, that I was just like, I'm done for a while. So I'm calling this a finish for now, and hopefully by the time I get around to wanting to finish them, I will have my mojo back to just put in the dock and be done with it. But I do really like the way the ducks turned out. They are really, really cute. So I just love their derpy little faces. Look at them. I probably shouldn't show you too up close, because I'm sure my stitching is not like as profesh as a lot of people, but I just love them, and I love their feet, their big feet, and their little derpy faces. So cute. At first, whenever I first saw it, I was like not as into it as I thought that I should be, but like the more I stitched them and the more they came to life, I was like, I really like them. So yeah. But that being said, I am really looking forward to, I want to get to the hummingbird. That was for, it was March's bird. So I think that is a plan for May to start stitching the March bird. And then the April bird was really cute too. So I'm just like, I'm loving this club, and I just wish that I could keep up with it better. I need to be better about it, but I am not somebody that has like a big stash of Aida or just fabric in general. I don't have a big stash. So it's like with every project that I want to start, I have to get my supplies, and that's just, to me, that's like a lot of work. So I gotta make sure that I have the right fabric and everything, and I want them, I'm doing 18 count Aida so far for everything. So I want to make sure that I stick to that, because I want them all to kind of turn out the same size, which they'll be a little bit different size than what Stephanie has charted them for. So I want to make sure that they're all relatively the same size so that I can get, like, I think I'm just going to do hoop finishes for all of them. And actually, I think in my last episode, I talked about wanting to, or thinking I was just going to rotate them. But actually, I think I might put all 12, like, going up my stairs, maybe. Or maybe, I mean, this is gonna sound bad, but my basement stairs. But I go into my basement all the time. I have lots of like art stuff that I've done down in my basement. Like I can't say that I really entertain in my basement that much, but I do go down there. So it's not like nobody's ever gonna see them. So, but yeah, I might put them, line them up there and like go from January to December with them. I think that would be really cute. So we shall see how that works out. So next, let's go into whips. And I feel like I have a lot of whips. I mean, I still have a lot of whips, but in April, I pretty much worked on, well, I did the Narnia Sal and got that all finished up. So for the rest of the month, I really only worked on my 2 Whip Go pieces and not even those very much, unfortunately. And then I had a new start, and I also worked on another big whip a little bit. And but then like the beginning of the month was all Narnia, and the end of the month has all been a new start that I'll talk about in a few minutes. But so for Whip Go, the numbers that were called corresponded to my Jane Eyre piece and just a random whip, which I think that I ultimately decided I was going to use the whistling ducks for that piece. So I accomplished that one. But then I also used Walk Fast and by Lindy Stitches. I don't know why I had a brain block there for a minute. But I worked on that for a few days, and I have been working on the fish. So I'm going to need to get more of that color that is for the fish, because there is a lot of that teal blue color throughout, and I am running out of that quickly. So, but I did work a lot on the fish, and I think I have to look at my numbers for Whip Go for May, but I think Walk Fast might have gotten picked for May too. So, but if not, I'm still going to work on it, as I really, really at least want to get that fish done in the next couple of months. So, but I really like how this is turning out. It's just a lot bigger than I had originally anticipated. This is done on, I believe, I don't really even remember. It's either 18 or 16 counts. Picture This Plus Ada in the color Vellum, I believe. I don't know. I can't remember now. But it's turning out really well, but it's taking forever. And then my next Whip Go call was my Jane Eyre piece, and this is by Mrs. Pagodi Arts on Etsy. And I had done a Alice in Wonderland, or it was called Alice and the Flamingos, last year. And I got that finished. It's still not fully finished. I need to get to Michael's and have them cut me a mat for it, because I already have like a jewelry box frame that I want to put it in. So, but I need a nice mat to kind of cover up the Ada around it, and just have just have Alice showing. So I need to measure and do all that, and I'm just being lazy and not doing it. But Jane Eyre is a little bit smaller than Alice was, but not by too much, and it's going to be a companion. I have 2 big jewelry boxes that are hung on the wall and have like a big square open space for pictures. So this is going to be a companion piece for that. I really, really need to work on it more. I only worked on it, I think, 2 days in April, and we're still on page 1. But this is how it is looking so far. And which I would say I did get a lot of work done on that page in those 2 days, but I really just need to buckle down and do it. This is on 14 counts just white Aida from Michaels. And the only reason I'm doing it on 14 count, because I now realize I don't like 14 count anymore. I like the smaller, or the higher counts, smaller squares fabrics now. But Alice was done on 14 count because that was the first project I had done in years, and whenever I was doing it in high school, 14 count was like what you used. So I just went directly to that, and that is what it is. It's charted for that, although it gives you different sizes for the different counts. But but I just went with 14 count because I wanted it to be as big as possible. But I'm just doing 2 strands, and if you can tell, I don't know if you can tell on screen, but like the coverage, I do not like the coverage, but from far back, it's gonna look good. And I know this, but I mean, when you're looking at it up close, you're like, there's so much white space. But I know I just need to like simmer down about it. So yeah, it's coming along. This was also called, this one was definitely called for May WIPGO, which is good because apparently WIPGO knows that I need to get cracking on this. So I'm going to try to make this one more of a priority in May and try to bust out more of it because it really is a pretty easy stitch once you get going. The only thing that I do not like about this is it's not Pattern Keeper compliant. It will go into Pattern Keeper, but it's just all messed up. I cannot get it to work right with Pattern Keeper. So it really, I can't count my stitches. I can't mark it off on that. I just have to use a paper copy. And I have just gotten really used to using Pattern Keeper for full coverage. So it is kind of annoying me, but it's fine. I mean, I just have to be like, you don't have to count your stitches all the time. So yeah, that is where we are with Jane Eyre at the moment. So then the next thing that I worked on, and this is actually going to go into my May plans a little bit, but this is a WIP. I was working on Mini Night Cafe by Heaven and Earth Design, and you have heard me lament many times probably that I was like, I'm just not enjoying the coverage of this. I'm doing 2 over 1, or no, yeah, 2 over 1. I'm still trying to get used to these terms. Tent stitch on 25 count Lugana. And to be honest with you, I just really don't like the coverage. It looks fine from far away, but it's just it's very small, which I do like small. It's not hard for me to see really, but the new start that I have been working on, which if you follow me on Instagram, you know what that is. I have been using 20 count Aida on it, and doing whole stitches, full crosses, and I just like it so much better. I'm enjoying it so much more. So I did work on this for a few days in April, but I put it down and I decided I'm not going to like throw this away, but I am going to try it on 22 count Aida or Hardanger. I don't know. Like I just bought 22 count. It said Aida at Michael's, but then I've been hearing that that's not technically Aida, that 20 count is the lowest count that's actually Aida, but it looks like Aida to me. It looks fine. So I'm going to use just regular old 20 count or 22 count fabric, like Aida-ish, stiff old Aida fabric, and I'm going to restart this. I'm going to restart Mini Night Cafe. I'm still going to keep this. I'm still keeping my progress in Pattern Keeper. I just downloaded another version of the pattern, and we will just see how it goes. If I still feel like it's not really any more enjoyable, it's still taking me a long time, then I'll just go back to where I am, because I'm like 8% done at this point with this one. So it has the potential to still go back to it, because I really do love the way this pattern will look when it's done. I'm just not enjoying the process of doing it as much. So I'm going to try a new count Aida-ish fabric, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it will go a little smoother, and now that I have a little bit more full coverage experience under my belt with some other projects, I feel like I might enjoy the process a little bit more. We'll see. Oh, and I forgot to say that since I'm going to restart this, I was not going to have a birthday new start this year. My birthday is May 5th. But because I want to restart this, I'm going to call this my birthday restart. And I am going to, restart this stitch because it's purely for me on my birthday on May 5th. So if you would like to join me in stitching a full coverage or a heaven and earth design or whatever, and maybe even if you are going to restart anything, any kind of, could be full coverage. It could just be a whip that you're not happy with that you want to restart. Join me. Tell me if you're going to do that. I don't know if I'm going to do a hashtag or anything. That's because if for some reason I don't get to this, I don't want to be like, oh my gosh, I didn't restart it on my birthday. But tell me if you want to work on a full coverage with me on my birthday. Let me know. I'm going to try to at least put in 100 stitches on it on my birthday. Probably in the evening, if I'm honest, but we'll see. Oh, and I think that will take us to my new start, my exciting new project that I'm working on. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have already seen a lot of this, but my dad retired in April, on the 15th of April, and as one of his gifts, I decided to get him Mini Winning Putt by Heaven and Earth Design. And I had to request this, and I didn't know how to request it. So Leann from Small Town Stitches instructed me on how to request a mini version of a pattern. You do have to pay to get them to like rechart it. And then you additionally have to pay to then buy the pattern once it's available, because they just put it available on their site, and then and then for everybody to purchase, and then you purchase it. So I did not know like how to do any of that. So because of that, I had been looking at this pattern for a long time, but I was like, man, that is just too big. I don't even think my dad would want something that big. My mother would definitely not want something that big to put up in her house. So I needed a mini version. So I was very happy that Leann told me how to do that, and they did it really quick. I wasn't even sure that they were going to get it out by the time my dad retired, but they did really quick. So I bought it. I ordered the floss from 123 Stitch, and the fabric I just bought 20 count Aida from 123 Stitch, and I wrapped up everything, and I put a picture of what the final product is going to be in like a gift bag for my dad. And then when he got home from his last day of work, I was over at their house, and when he came home, so I gave him his gift, and it was funny because like I'll put a picture up of like the giant floss pack and that I put in his bag. And he pulled it out, and he was like, looking at me, and I said, I'm going to teach you how to cross stitch in your retirement, which is totally not true. I would never do that to him. And he was just like, oh, okay. I was like, no, that's a lie. I'm going to stitch this for you. I said, obviously I said, it's not going to be anytime soon. It's, I'm going to give myself a deadline of a year. So I'm going to attempt to either have it done by the first anniversary of his retirement or by his birthday that year, because his birthday is also in May. So, so if I can, kind of give myself the deadline of his birthday in May so that I can give it to him as a birthday gift then. So the finished product, then, yeah, that's kind of my goal to finish it within a year. So that being said, story time over. Let me show you where I am at this point. So I have made like a ton of progress on this so far. I am really excited. But actually, this looks like a ton of progress, but it's only like 4% completed. But I am using kind of a diagonal method. Obviously, you can see like I've kind of gone off a little bit at places, but so far I'm using a diagonal method that I kind of took from Vani from, what is her channel name? You all know Vani. I'll put it below. I don't know why I'm blanking on her channel name. Her Instagram is My Stitch Diary, I believe. But anyway, I kind of took, she's been doing tutorials on starting a Haid. So I've been doing that. And I probably won't always do the diagonal method. Like once I get down into the places where there's more confetti, then I will probably kind of just do more of a cross-country method, depending on how much floss I have, you know, because I do not really enjoy parking. I can do like a couple here and there, but I can't with like the giant, massive threads. That is just not for me. My brain does not work that way. So, but up here, there is maybe 4 colors throughout the entire sky, and they're pretty like, you know, big chunks of color. So it's really nice to do a diagonal pattern with that, because like this blue like basically goes the whole way across. So it's kind of nice to just do like a 10 by 10 chunk of that color and then move on after you're done with it. So, so yeah, I am really happy with my progress on this so far. This has basically been all I have been working on since April 15th, pretty much. I've had a few random gift projects, knitting projects that I have been working on, but as far as stitching, this has pretty much been it for the last couple of weeks. So yeah, I'm going to try to switch it up a little bit in May, but I'm still kind of obsessed with getting this further along. So I work well with a deadline. I've realized if I have a deadline, I kind of like work myself to the bone to get something done. So, but yeah, so that is the big new start current whip that will take me a year. So this might be, you know, all you see for the next year. Who knows? And something that I am trying with the winning putt are the floss away bags, and putting my floss on like little floss tags that I've made, but then just putting them in the floss away bags so that I don't have floss just hanging all over the place, because I can't, like anytime I see someone pull out their giant ring of floss tags and the floss is just a jumbled mess, I'm like, oh my gosh, how do you deal with this? So I'm trying the floss away bags. I will say that taking this anywhere, I mean, right now I'm kind of just putting the floss on the ring that I am currently using, but I have the rest of it. I have the rest of it in this big box that I found just, you know, laying around my house. But it's all in the floss away bags, and it's on a ring, but it's giant. And so like, I have to take this box with me if I go anywhere with it. So that's kind of, you know, that's not real convenient. But like, I've actually been trying to make the winning putt travel stitching, which is kind of silly, but it's been working up till now. Until I put it on this Q-snap, it was working. I was kind of doing a mixture of in-hand stitching, which I'm not really sure is 100% my thing. I can do it, but it's not always great. And then I was also just using like a 6-inch hoop, but now it's getting like bigger to the point that I would rather have it on a Q-snap or a big hoop, which I bought a big hoop at Michael's, but I didn't like it, so I took it back today. So now I'm going to have to find something probably online that might work, because I do like hoops that are easier to hold. Like using that Q-snap, I'm going to have to put it on my stand, which also makes it not very easy to travel with. So yeah, that's a lot of rambling. But those are my my current projects, and I'm also working on another baby gift. I sent knitting. I'm doing a baby sweater. I finished a baby sweater, and I sent it off, but I haven't gotten word that the recipient has received it yet. So I am waiting to put that up here, just in case she happens to watch. And then the other one is still in progress. So once those two things will probably, I can probably show them on my next episode. So May plans. So I already kind of told you about my May plans. I think that I am going to try to focus on, which I didn't pull it out, but I would like to start the hummingbird from the Bird Crush Club. I would like to get farther on Jane Eyre. I am going to restart Mini Night Cafe, and of course I'm going to continue trying to make progress on the winning putt. So that pretty much means that my May is going to be pretty much devoted to full coverage other than the Bird Crush Club. So that's a lot. So I'm going to try to, give myself a little bit of a schedule, maybe, give myself like 1 week to do those, like each full coverage project where I only work on that full coverage project for a week. Yeah, we'll see. I might stress out a little bit if I'm not working on winning putt at all. So I might have to kind of like divide my time. But I have been in, if you kind of noticed, I was in I guess I only had 2 finishes, but I was in a finishing mood in April. So like I finished Narnia, I finished sort of the Whistling Ducks, and to a point that I was happy with it. I finished a baby sweater, and yeah, I was kind of like in a finishing mood because I'm starting to feel like I have too many whips. But at the same time, it's like 3 of my whips are full coverage and they're big and they're going to take a long time. So I need to just like be okay with that. But I need to make some space in my schedule for some smaller projects too, to try to get them done. So we'll see. I need to be okay with being behind on the Bird Crush Club too, because at this point, it's just, that's the way it is. I'm behind. It's, I think I'll be getting my next Bird Crush Club for May this week sometime. So it's like, I only just finished the February bird. So I'm like very, very behind. So that's just going to be how it is. I'm just going to have a lot of patterns to work on. But yeah, so I'm just rambling at this point. But I hope that you all had a lovely April. I'm enjoying seeing all your videos, and I wish I could do like weekly updates, but I feel like that would not have a lot in it. I don't know. Definitely wouldn't have a lot in it. So I think I'll stick with monthly updates, but hopefully I will get more out there. But I'm obsessed with watching FlossTube at the moment. So I'm really enjoying seeing all your updates and everything if you're on FlossTube. It's so lovely. So anyway, I hope everybody has a lovely May. If you are doing Mania, I'm excited to watch that. I am not going to do Mania. I think I did it. Oh no, I did Stitch Sania last year. So I might do a version of that. I have to kind of refresh myself on what that entails. Um, but no, I probably won't because that still includes a new start every week. And that, no, I just can't do that. So, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna skip Mania, Sania this month. I'm just gonna skip it and give myself grace and just do what I want to do. So, but if you guys are doing Mania, I'm really excited to watch that and anything else that you guys have going on in May. So, until we meet again, friends, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.